What's up everybody, it's Coach Driver from Strong Dragon Training, and I'm back with another demo explanatory video for you guys. The exercise that you just saw a couple of seconds ago is a little bit of a mix that I like to throw at my clients where they're doing a chest press and a pullover at the same time. Now, this one, I always recommend doing with one dumbbell. It can be done with two, but there's a lot of control that needs to happen when you're doing an actual pullover. So I've given up on that idea of even trying to explain ability with my clients, because at the end of the day, there's no real benefit between doing one heavier dumbbell as opposed to two dumbbells, so you can do an actual wide chest press. You wanted the wide chest press, keep it separate. This one specifically, I just remodeled and redesigned to just make it super simple and make it effective on the pectoral, aka the chest muscle. So let's go a little bit to the whole description. You saw in the video that I hold the dumbbell two different ways. I either hold it from the side or from the middle shaft of the dumbbell, right? The difference is very minor, as in when you hold it from the side, some people feel they have a little bit less control because of the finger grip on the other side of the dumbbell. And of course, the dumbbell is too big. If you're that strong and you need a bigger dumbbell, you may not be able to hold it from the side. However, when I do it from the side, I find that especially with beginners, even though this may be a little bit difficult for them, they still find more control when they press the dumbbell out and then bring it up overhead. Plus, in the pullover, they don't feel that there's so much stretch and loss of control when they go down into the pullover to be able to bring the dumbbell back. Now, when you grab from the shaft, now you're looking at a little bit more control, but main key point to remember on this one is that you always grab with one hand, right? When you grab onto the shaft, let me actually get a dumbbell so you guys can see it better. So when you grab the dumbbell like so, the other hand has no choice but to kind of go on top. One hand will almost be a little bit on top of another. So that's why you always have to be careful not to let too much load happening on the hand that is directly making contact with the dumbbell shaft. And when you have the other hand over, it's just there for show and tell. Do be careful that they make full contact, so both grips are good and firm on the dumbbell. You don't want to lose control of the dumbbell as you're going up and down, either vertically or as a pullover, okay? So when you're doing it with a narrow grip like that, now you're looking at having the grip closer, so a little bit more emphasis on the middle side of the chest, or the inner side, the sternal side of the chest. And now when you're going up and over in the pullover, you'll get a little bit more stretch. So the pullover is a great exercise to stretch out the chest and add that volume. If you're looking physiologically speaking, that movement activates your lats to be able to pull the dumbbell back. However, your serratus muscles and your pectorals, as they're going down, they're stretching and then they're re-engaging as well to bring it back. So while the lats are the main muscles pulling the dumbbell back, you still get a nice stretch and engagement out of your chest. And because you're having the press beforehand, your chest is a little bit more tired than your back, so you feel the effects a little bit better on the chest, okay? So if you're talking about physiology, now you're working the pectorals and you're working the lats, right? But when you're talking about the workout that you're doing that day, over the years and years, as far back as when Arnold used to train, they've been doing these pullovers to lengthen out the chest and open up that rib cage and get those serratus muscles developed and popping out a little bit more, right? But at the end of the day, this motion of moving the arms downwards like that happens at the lats. The lats are attached underneath and they pull in. So yes, your lats will activate from that. Besides the point though, going through the exercise as it is, try to always be flat on the bench. Keep your back flat. If you find that your lower back has a little bit of a curve, put your feet up on the bench. So both heels should be on the bench. They'll automatically flatten your back. The chest needs to be engaged at all times. So whether you're pushing from a wide grip or from a narrow grip, you want to keep the elbows relatively close to the body. And especially when you're on narrow, keep them very close to the body, but also control to push it up almost like you're trying to touch the ceiling with the dumbbell, right? When you're at the top, never lock the elbows out, but keep the arms straight, and at that point you're coming up overhead. Feel a nice huge stretch going down, boom, and then pulling it right back over the chest, repeating the exercise over again. As you're doing this one, you have pretty much 2 points of breathing in and out. So as you're going down, you breathe in, push the dumbbell away from you, breathing out, coming down the stretch, breathing out again as you're coming through. So it's a fairly simple exercise, but I do caution you guys, keep the core tight again as you're going through this exercise. Make sure that your back is not curving as you're going up and down with the dumbbell any direction, whether it's from the chest press or the pullover point of view. Your head, I always recommend keep it flat down on the bench. You may find yourself straining if you lift it up this way, and really it doesn't really affect the exercise. If you do find that more comfortable, it doesn't really affect the exercise. But if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty, then yes, it will have a little bit of an effect. When you're pressing, you're shortening out a little bit on the clavicle portion of the pectorals, and then pulling back, you'll have a little bit of a harder time while your head is down, pulling over to get that full stretch. So as a rule of thumb, so you don't have to worry about all these things, keep your head down, keep control of your arms, never lock a joint out. That goes for any exercise out there, and keep the breathing in tempo with how you're moving. Don't go fast, keep a nice easy tempo, and of course experiment. If it's your first time doing a pullover, have somebody watch over you to make sure you don't injure your shoulder as you're going down. Your weight determination of this exercise is not the chest press, it's the pullover. Because you may be able to do 80 pounds worth of chest press, but when you're coming down to do a pullover and you can't handle that 80-pound dumbbell, that's when you get screwed royally, because you can injure the shoulder badly. So be careful out there, guys. If you haven't tried this exercise before, drop me a comment. Let me know if you like it, how it works, or if you have any other question about this exercise or any other, please drop me a line. I always answer within 24 hours of when you post it. And I'll be more than happy, if necessary, to even make another video for you guys to explain even more detail why I answer your question. My name is Coach Dragon from Strong Dragon Training. Like and subscribe. I'm going to be putting more videos like this to explain the details of the exercise and how you can do some very amazing exercises in your own home with minimal equipment. Catch you guys on my next video.